Jamaica, Jamaica, Jamaica. I just want to let you know, because I think you know already, but I just want to bring more attention to what is happening to the children in our school systems.
Dog, yum your supper. Because these people don't care. They don't care about you. They don't care about people's lives.
Look at the quality. Look at my hands. Because my hands are not small. And look at my hands. And look at the size of the tomato. Them. Right here that we're looking at. Look. No man, there has to be some. Look here, so again. Watch him. Look tomato. Look tomato. Yeah?
Hello guys, welcome back again to the channel, and remember, if you are new here, please don't forget to hit that subscription button and also comment and like. So there's something happening in Jamaica that many people feel every day, but it doesn't always make the biggest headline. When people talk about development, tourism and progress, there's another side of the story that ordinary citizens are living through, and that is what this conversation is about. So I want you to watch out this video until the end and see some of the biggest headlines that I'm going to comment after this video. Otherwise, watch this video until the end, then I'm going to come with a lot of comments later.
Jamaica, Jamaica, Jamaica. I just want to let you know, because I think you know already, but I just want to bring more attention to what is happening to the children in our school systems. What is happening, what is taking place is very alarming. And yes, if we don't address it, Almighty God, may Jesus have mercy upon we. Because what is taking place in the school system, I know one normal something. I don't think it normal, but it don't normal. My best friend and I went into a specific school today, a high school, and I'm telling you, tears. My best friend teared up today, and tears come off me. I actually kind of used to it, and it's sad to say, you know, I can't even say that I'm used to it, but I see it. I've been seeing it. What is happening among our children? And not normal. We sat today, or we stood rather today, and we walked and we saw every child, every boy child, especially that passed us today, they looked similar. They look similar in walking. They look similar in demeanor. They look similar in dress. And it never look good. Everybody has swag. Everybody them pants jep at them waist. God bless if you were past us today whose pants were on their waist. In the school system, everybody had a kerchief wrapped somewhere. For you see picking them in a school, guys. For you see the picking them, the children them we are got school where we say they are the nation's future. If future not look good. And let me tell you something, they are being heavily influenced by the negativity around them. You see this scamming mentality that is taking over Jamaica. We don't see that it is creeping into schools, and the children are looking up to these negative role models. When the children, the boys passed us today and they had their gun fingers, you don't know what I mean? They might walk past and their fingers were cocked at a specific way, like they're handling guns. And peradventure, they are not handling guns, but the negative influence around them is so great, and they don't know how to resist it. The darkness is so great around them, they don't know how to resist this. For you see the boy them, for you see them from young to old. We stopped 2 boys today. They were in about seven form, and they were just rocking like the bad man swag. And their pants were, one of them pants could not lock to how he depend fit him waist and a schoolie in you know. And we stopped them, and I said to one, "You're so handsome." And then I turned around and saw the other, and I said, "You both are so handsome." And my friend and I were there encouraging them and telling them that they need to lift up their heads and they don't need to look like the older boys. For you see the older boy picking them in a school system. For you see the boy them how them beard up and then look like criminals. God Almighty. I am calling on the Ministry of Education. I don't know what una go do, but what una do right now, it is not helping in our function well. I am calling on the churches of Jamaica who no need to get up and come out and go in a school system, because me I tell you say in there look dark. In there look dark. The children are being influenced. The future no look good. When you ask the boys what they want to be when they grow up, they say one entrepreneur. And I keep saying I was saying, reasoning with my best friend, I said, what do they mean entrepreneur? What is this entrepreneur? Because when you venture to question them further, they don't understand what they're talking about. They don't know where them attack say. They don't know what in need to get to entrepreneurship. But then along the way, because I realized that the answers were becoming similar, along the way, I recognized that this is not the entrepreneur who we used to. The thing that is catching them is that they don't want to work. They say they don't want to work for anybody, but they don't know how to explain that. But they don't want to work. And when me reason, I say entrepreneur. Oh, a chopper they mean. Entrepreneur. They don't want to work. That's where their mindset is. They don't want to work. And they've been seeing these men in the society, little boys who just left high school. I drive Benz, I drive GLE, I drive all sorts of something, and they've never worked. And that to them is an entrepreneur. They don't know what we mean. It's not the same entrepreneur that we learned about in high school. And I see him think them a reference. Ask them. Stop a boy today and ask him or tomorrow what he wants to be, and you hear him say entrepreneur. One boy amazed us. One boy amazed us because he had a vision for his life. He said he wanted to be an accountant. He said he had a skill already because his father is a mechanic and he has learned the trade, and he wants to advance his father's business, so he wants to become an accountant. That's the only boy today who understood what he wanted to be, who knew how to articulate what he was thinking. Everybody else looked like Chopper in high school. I mean, I go joke. Me not exaggerate. It was so sad today. Tears came to our eyes. It was so sad today to see the little boy from grade 7 up to grade 11, how they were walking, how they looked. Their pants were at their buttocks in high school system. Their fingers were cocked as if they're holding guns. The kerchief wrap around them in the school system. Guys, the future look dark. The future look dark. And when you leave from Kingston schools and you go to Clarendon schools and you go to Westmoreland schools and you go to all these schools, you see a similar trend. You see the walk looks the same. You see the talk looks the same. You see the demeanor looks the same. And I'm not cute. I was calling my nephew the other day because him take up for him good school pants, go take it in, because there's a look, there's a swag that everybody's running down, and he no look cute. And I said to him, the little nerd boy when me used to from primary school, where's that little boy? He said, if a nerd me want him become. And I said to him, at least, I said, do you know what a nerd is associated with? A book. Book is what nerd is associated with. Them a boy picking you especially. And then you have the girls following the boy picking them in the school system, like when you're in a community and you see the Dan have a bag of yes men and yes women around them. I saw you looking at school system today, guys. I mean, not exaggerate. I saw you looking at system. It no look good. Ministry of Education, it no look good in there. Educators, it no look good in there. Be careful of who not call for come public speak to the children in the school system, because when they look at these lives, they never work a day in their life, but them a drive big fancy car and they don't have businesses and they don't have organizations. Where them a get this money from? Be careful. Be careful. Churches of Jamaica only need to get up. God Almighty. Me I tell you, say look dark in there. It look parents only need to get a better hold on the children. Day before yesterday, we saw some children in a particular place and they not tan good. Who no cock up with man? Who no have cliff run it? Lord God Almighty, Jamaica, who no see? Jamaica, who no see what go on? We do not picking them. Who no see? And I sit down every day and I laugh. And don't you see that the enemy is so strategic because he's placing and he's strategically placing a male in every household that does chopping now. Look and see if you don't see what going on. So there is a negative influence right now in every household. And I'm not just the chopping mentality me I talk about. It's the lazy mentality where picking them no know where they want to be in life. They picking them not have a vision for themselves. They picking them not aspire for not. They're lazy. All them a go to school go do a chat to them friend and yam on a lunch money. God bless if the minority will understand what this life is about, understand what they want to be. Jamaica, we're in a very dark place. Because the children them no look good. When you not see out on the yard wagwan, the children them no look good, the system no look good. Rise up and take action, else we are go suffer. We are go suffer.
And if you get sick in Jamaica right now and you don't have any money, dog, yam your supper. Because these people don't care. They don't care about you. They don't care about people's lives. So make sure, say, you have up your money.
Why is it so hard to get a job in Jamaica? Right? Yeah, we apply to all 10 jobs and not one reach out. You me attack you. But you see, for me, I wrote down every single job I applied to. And it summed up to about 56. Can you imagine 56 jobs me apply to and not one? Guys, I have an associate's degree and I have one bachelor's degree. I am currently doing my bachelor's degree right now. I'm on my last lap. And right now I feel like give up because guess what? I put in so much work I try to apply for at least one entry-level job where they say, oh, you need 100 years experience. You see me? 100 years experience I need. I want entry-level. That makes sense? I mean, how me I go gain experience if me not get the work? I want entry-level job, bro. It just don't make no sense. We know people who have 3 or 4 degree and I apply to how much are jobs and can't get one. Can't get one. I mean, understand, see, at the bottom, you usually say, yo, at the job listing, you usually say, only shortlisted people will be contacted. But, brother, at least tell me, say, sorry, you have not met the criteria. At least, brother, me write down the amount of job me apply to between this span of last year and this year. And guess what? Not one reach out to me. Guys, me just can't understand this. Me can't understand this, brother. Me have one engineer degree and me currently I do an IT degree. And not one can reach out to me, brother. Sometimes I feel like the system just rigged. Them just know the people them who they want to choose to get the job long time, like years before they put out job listing. Me not understand this, bro. Guys, let me know if it makes sense. We finish the degree or continue it. Because me know when me done the degree, I'm ready for actually put in twice the amount of work. And I did I put in while doing the degree. We can't get no job. Now tell me if it makes sense. Tell me if it makes sense. Tell me if it makes sense. And see how much, you know, much college students have left school now, and university students, UTech, UCC, Mobicom, all of the other colleges, probably over 2,000. And probably out of the 2,000, only 2 can get job. That makes sense? We can't understand this.
Hey everybody, I have a genuine question. These are for people who are in the real estate market in Jamaica, or if you purchase houses in Jamaica, or if you're planning to purchase houses in Jamaica. I have a question. Who prices this stuff in Jamaica? I mean, if you leave it up to a homeowner, they're going to say, yes, I want $50 million for my house, or I want $100 million for my house. But I've seen apartments where people were saying this apartment, they're selling it for $50 million. And it would be a 1-bedroom. Or if it's like a bigger bedroom, there'll be like maybe like a 3-bedroom in a high rise. That apartment is $150 million or $100 million. Who's first of all, who's buying that? Second of all, in terms of real estate, it's really on par with buying a house maybe somewhere in New York City. So I have a question. Who's pricing it and why the price is so?
Jamaica, I go tell you this, brace on yourself here. So the Cuban them gone home now. Health center full already. And the 2 little nurse them are down here. Them can't manage. And the whole of the Q1 them I pack up and go home. This is prosperity, so just a selfie prosperity. You know normal Jamaica right now. You know normal. Remember me tell you that, I don't care what nobody wants to. We need government to have backbone. We don't want a jelly back government. Remember that.
Jamaica's housing prices are getting ridiculous, and then on top of that they're putting all the prices in USD to make it not seem so bad, but it's literally horrible. Like I saw it was a 2-room 1-bed for almost 3,000 US. What is going on? And the thing is, right, it's just getting worse, and I'm seeing more apartments being built, more spaces being open for rent. And I'm just like, nobody's going to be able to afford these. Like, there were some apartments that I saw being built, and I saw a billboard for them. Some of them were going for like 1.something million USD, and they were like sold out before they were even on the market yet. They were pre-bought. And people are wondering who's buying these houses. Businesses. Businesses are buying these apartments just so they can rent them out, right? And that's the issue with Jamaica. There's too many people renting spaces now. Let me tell you guys something. There is a game, right, that can be played where you build cities. And they just came out with a new version that is a lot more realistic, where you can like help with jobs and housing prices and stuff like that. And they had an AI play that game. And what happened was that eventually there was a housing market crisis because nobody could afford housing in the city. And do you know what the AI did? Got rid of landlords, and that fixed the problem. And people are going to come into my comment section and talk about, oh, but landlords are here to boost the economy and blah, blah, blah. Landlords do nothing but live off of your paycheck, right? There is no reason for landlords to exist. And let's live in a world where they do exist. There need to be some restrictions on being able to charge certain amounts of rent. They can't just be out here charging these ridiculous prices just because they feel like it. Because at the end of the day, people need housing. The housing prices are too high. People are not getting paid enough in Jamaica. Electricity is ridiculous. Like, how are the Jamaican people meant to prosper? Not just live. How are the Jamaican people meant to be successful and live a happy life when this is happening? I personally don't really believe in landlords and don't want them to exist because they're terrible for the economy. But if you're gonna come in here with some uneducated talk about landlords, I really don't care. Come at me with some statistics before you open your mouth.
Mr. Fly Green, Prime Minister Andrew Holness, Minister of Agriculture and Rather. Right in Gino, Doncaster, St. Elizabeth, we have Mr. Stewart right now in his tomato farm right here in St. Elizabeth right now. There has to be some level of solution towards this sort of problem that we have in Jamaica now. First it was cucumber. Now we have a crisis with tomato right now. The farmers have the produce. The ministry, the minister, the government is asking the farmers to go into production. And when the farmers go into production, we realize it's a recurring problem in Jamaica over and over and over the years. We have been facing this problem. Look at this tomato tree right here. Jamaica. Me not never go talk. You can see for yourself. Look tomato. I can roughly count. Boy, about 300 tomato. Yeah. If I not more. In this one little spot. Look here. Look here. Yeah. Look at this. And the amount that is under the tree there is like grape. Look at the other tree here right there. It's no exaggeration. Look here. Look at the quality of the tomatoes under here. Look. Look at this. Look tomato. Right now the farmers are at a level of frustration right now that the government have to try to bring some serious measures in place. Look there. Because these things cannot continue. Look. Look, no market. Don't matter where over the island we check. Oh, look at the quality. Look at my hands. Cause my hands are not small. And look at my hands. And look at the size of the tomato them. Right here that we're looking at. Look. No man, there has to be some. Look here, so again. Watch him.
Look tomato.
Look tomato.
Eh?
Jamaica and I don't make up store businesses. Look tomato. Look here. Look tomato. No man. Look here. Look tomato. Look. Man said the tomato beer till it can't. It's difficult to explain. And the farmers are doing their part. You understand me? I constantly see Minister Fly Green going on the platform and in the media and glorifying, praising the reduction in the cost of ground provision. But Minister Green, with this is an unsustainable approach that the farmers are in right now, because how much farmers can be sustaining their crops, sustaining themselves and their families with this type of crisis that we're in. First it was cucumber, then watermelon took the same down peak as well. Now it's tomato, scotch bonnet, same thing. There's so much things. The farmers are exhausted right now because they don't know what to plant. You understand me? Look. You understand me? So I think it's more than appropriate for Minister Green to have some town hall meetings in Clarendon, St. Elizabeth, Manchester, and St. Catherine, all these parishes sent and try to see how best we can come up with some solution. Because if this is going to continue in Jamaica, what you're going to realize, people are going to stop the farming. And we have to resort back to the full 100% importation. And that only means that we're going to get substandard ground provision, vegetables and stuff like that, substandard. Because we're not getting grade A products here in Jamaica, not even grade B. You understand me? Yes, and it's a long time in storage. And if we can get the fresh things from here in Jamaica, we have to try and come up with some solution, man. We cannot be looking at these things and putting a blind eye to it. It doesn't make any sense. You understand me? The farmers are frustrated right now, really, really frustrated. Even myself as a farmer, really, really frustrated. You understand me? We're not complaining. You understand me? Because most of these farmers that you see in St. Elizabeth here, from Melissa Blow, not even a pack of seed, nor a bag of fertilizer they don't get, and they're not complaining. You understand me? They try and come back, rebound, you know, trying to build some sort of level of sustenance for them and their families. But with this, people can continue. And under this type of situation right now. You understand me? So yes, Mr. Prime Minister and Minister of Agriculture, something has to be done, sir. You understand me? Right now, the farmers are at a breaking point right now. Really breaking point. You understand me? From the massive losses from Hurricane Melissa, we know that nobody cannot do anything about that aspect of it, because that is a natural occurrence. But this that we're seeing now, there are solutions for this problem. This is tomato. Tomato can make ketchup. Tomato can make tomato paste. So that there's a lot of things that tomato can do. You understand me? There's a lot of value added things that tomato you know, can help to boost our production in those aspects, like in the manufacturing industry. Why are some avenues or some linkages are not being created for us or for the farmers and cold storage facilities, you know, to be promoted to the farmers? So these things are necessary. You understand me? This is a man-made disaster we're seeing now. Melissa was a natural disaster. This that we're seeing now is a man-made disaster. You understand me? So coexistence is necessary. You understand me? Communication is necessary. It's not only good to go and tell end users, consumers that prices are going down. Prices are going down, but at other people's expense. You understand me? What the sense? We look for one side aspect of society, because so the people that are supposed to be creating the consistency for us to be consistently getting these items here locally, they are the ones that are suffering. So all of these things that you're seeing now is a short-term thing. You understand me? And this will definitely affect our foreign currency, definitely. You understand me? And our balance of trade. You understand me? With this situation, we're definitely looking at trade deficit. You understand me, sir? That's all I have to say. I hope this reach the necessary people. You understand me? Although we try to reach out many times to the necessary people, but nobody seems to be listening. You understand me? So the next step is for farmers to just pack up and just stop the farming and probably leave Jamaica and go other countries where people appreciate them. You understand me? Because farmers in Jamaica are not appreciated, and a full time now I stop put to it. Yeah, man.
I hope you have seen that video until the end, and what I can say is that one of the biggest concern is about jobs. Many young Jamaicans are doing what society told them to do. That is, go to school, work hard, get qualification and degree, and prepare for the better future. But after all that effort, many are finding themselves stuck. They apply for dozens of jobs and hear nothing back. Weeks become months, months become years. That frustrations start turning into disappointments. And when opportunities feel limited, people begin asking different or difficult questions. Was education enough? Is the system working? Why does success feel harder to reach them than before? This pressure doesn't only affect individual, it affects the mindset of an entire generation. So another issue people are talking about is what happening inside the schools and among young people. There's concern that some students no longer see traditional careers as attractive. Instead of dreaming about becoming teachers, engineers, doctors, or skilled professionals, some are becoming attracted to quick money and lifestyle they see online or in their communities. And that is where these youths go wrong. That's the reason you find most of these youths in Jamaica. We have some dropping out of schools and becoming joining some gang members in the society, and that is the point they start losing it, because when they also finish school they don't see the point that made them to go to school, because there are no jobs. They have been applying for jobs and they are not getting those jobs, and they become a point whereby they really lose hope very fast and wonder why, what made me to go to school, because I have gone through the system, but getting now a job now becomes very difficult. Also, there is a concern that some students no longer see traditional careers as attractive. Instead of dreaming about becoming teachers, engineers, doctors, or skilled professional, some are becoming attracted to quick money, and that is where they go wrong. And also lifestyle they see online or in their communities, whereby they end up being a thieves, gang members in the community. They start terrorizing people in the community. For some, the word entrepreneurship no longer means building a business or creating solution. You have seen that a lot of people are becoming online talking about this issue. It becomes connected to avoiding regular jobs or chasing shortcuts. Of course, not every young person thinks this way. Many young Jamaicans are disciplined, talented, and ambitious. But the concern is the negativity or the negative influence can become louder than positive. Examples: people are asking, what role model are young people following? What message are they receiving about success? Then there's the cost of living. For many families, owning a home feels more difficult than ever. Rent continues to rise. Property prices continue climbing. Young adults look at today's market and wonder whether they'll never or ever achieve what previous generation achieved. Parents often talk about a time when one stable income could support a family and eventually buy land or build a house. Today, many people work hard and still feel like they are standing still. Housing has become more than a financial issue. It is becoming a question about stability. It has become a question about independence. It has become a question about hope for the future. And while people in the cities face this pressure, farmers in rural communities are fighting another battle. That is have been seen very clear. Farmers are often encouraged to produce more food and support local agriculture. But when harvest time comes, some struggles to find what we call buyers or fair prices, and that makes them to lose a lot of things because they use money to buy those seedlings. Also, crops spoil, money is lost. Imagine putting a month of work into growing tomatoes only to watch them go unsold. This is where people become or people believe a stronger system are needed, not only growing crops but processing them, creating value added products, expanding markets, and helping farmers earn consistent income. Because agriculture is not just about food, it's about jobs, communities, and national stability. So, when all these problems are combined, limited jobs, rising cost, pressure on education, and struggles in farming, another issue appears. That is migration. Jamaica invests in training nurses, teachers, engineers, and skilled workers. But many eventually leave for opportunities overseas. We've been seeing a lot of Jamaicans moving from Jamaica to go and look for works abroad. So you've been seeing them are leaving. People leave because they want better pay. They go to look for greener pasture because home is not green enough. More stability and more opportunities for their families. But when skilled people leave faster than they can be replaced, institutions begin feeling the pressure. Schools lose teachers, hospital lose healthcare workers, community lose experience and leadership. That creates a difficult cycle. At the same time, migration is not simply good or bad. It reflects people making choices for survival and opportunity. The bigger question becomes, how can Jamaica create conditions where talented people feel they can build their future at home? This conversation is not about attacking the country. It's about asking important questions. How do we create more jobs? How do we make housing more affordable? How do we support farmers? How do we inspire young people with positive examples? How do we keep talent while still embracing global opportunities? Jamaica has incredible talent, creativity, culture, and resilience, the most important thing. But solving these challenges require more than decision. It requires action, planning, investment, and also listening to the people living this experience every day. And maybe the first step is being honest enough to take about these issues openly. So, otherwise, thank you for watching this video until the end. I appreciate. Until the next one.